Okay, looks like we're live. Hey guys, welcome to what is the first of hopefully what will be a weekly thing, the weekly mod rundown. This is going to be where I just talk about the mods that have been released or updated during the last week. I'll talk about updates I've made to my own personal mod list. We'll go over that. You can see what I'm using currently and ask any questions that you have. Let me get the, why does it not show the stream there? There we go. Okay. So we'll see how this goes. I'm doing this as a live stream rather than just a recorded video, because that way, if anybody does want to jump on one, I don't expect it to be long, like maybe 30, 45 minutes at most. But if anybody does want to jump on, has questions about mods that they're using, or they're having trouble with something, feel free. I know there's some mod creators that watch this channel. You can hop on and let us know anything that's going on with your own mod if you like. Things like that. So to start off with, let's talk about updates to the mods that I am using. Actually, before we start that, some of you guys who watch my regular episodes have noticed I've not released any episodes yet. There are a couple mods that I really wanted to wait for updates to before I started a new career. Primarily the revamped weapons and revamped quirks mods. I don't know what the status on those is. I guess Tex, if you're watching, you could let me know. But I would really like to start a new career with using those mods from the very start. Also, advanced career start got an update, which is really nice. So I'm definitely gonna be using that. So all that to say, hopefully very soon I will start the new career and start getting new episodes out. But for now, hopefully we have the co-op this Thursday, as long as we don't run into any more issues, knock on wood. We had some issues this past Thursday, so we weren't able to play. We tried, but yeah, there were some technical issues that we were having, and it sounds like that's been worked out at this point, so we should be good to go this week. I hope so, because I really need to get some of that fixing. Since I haven't even been recording my single player playthrough episodes, since, like I said, I'm starting to wait the new career, or waiting to start the new career. It's, you know, I'm not really playing at all lately. So mods, let's talk about mods. First, I'll talk about the ones that I'm updating to my current setup. I'm not actually playing lately, like I just said, other than the co-op, but I have been downloading the mods as they come out, getting them set up and ready to go. So let's talk about, I'm just going to zoom through this real quick and talk about ones that have been recently updated. So this is starting with I'm only looking at the last week of uploads, updates, or releases to the mods here. And we're going to start a week ago and we'll move up to the most recent ones, okay? Von Biomes had a big update. Definitely download that. That's a must-have in my opinion, so I got that right away. Lore-based mech variants, YAML edition. I always like to use that. That adds a lot of additional variants to the game using the YAML suite of mods, right? What else do I have in here? Nothing on this page. Lots of mechs. Classic man. Nope. I don't see anything. And Coyote's mission pack. This just was released. DLC 7 update. Yeah, we'll go over that more in a minute, but that's a must-have. So that was updated this week. And then we also have yet another heatsink restriction. If you guys use that had an update this week. Advanced career start, like I was saying, that had an update out this week. Zatara's, if you're using the super heavy mechs mod, that also had an update this week. Yet another equipment collection. This is one that I'm currently using. I need to download this. Actually, this just came out 4 hours ago. So I have not downloaded this one yet. Need to download that. That's a must-have. Legendary mech, also a must-have in my opinion. Also just had an update released a couple hours ago, so I need to download that one as well. That gets us all caught up to where we were, or where we are today, as far as updates that we had this week to the mods that I'm using. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through, and I'm going to go with the most recent first, I think, when I'm doing it this way. Now we're just going to look at all the mods that were either updated or released this week. And talk about ones that look interesting to me, ones you may want to try out. Let me know if you have tried them out, and we'll take a look and see. Or I may try them out, take a look and see what they're like, if it's something that somebody has good experiences with. Extra traits add-on. So I haven't seen this, released in 3 hours ago. This is a brand new release mod, so I'm not familiar with this at all. Mod adding generic weapon types and chassis type, affinity, expertise, and mastery. I'm guessing this has to do with pilot traits, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at it real quick and see. So it doesn't really specify, but I'm going to guess that's the case. Does not replace traits that affect specific weapon types. So that might be something worth checking out, actually. I am curious to see what new stuff comes out regarding the academies and the pilot training and all that, because that is a new system as far as the vanilla system. It's going to be very interesting to see what mods do with that. I know like Pilot Overhaul has already come out with an update for DLC 7. I haven't had a chance yet to really see what was done there. For the academies and all that. From what I've heard from other people, they don't see a whole lot of difference from vanilla mode so far, but I'm sure that's being worked on. This, I don't see anything on compatibility. So I'd be curious to see if there's any compatibility issues with this. It is a brand new mod though, so I'm sure there will be updates to it. I'm sure we'll revisit this at some point in the next couple weeks. And see if anybody has posted any updates on issues with it, or if they like it, that sort of thing. Let's see. So yet another equipment collection, legendary mech. These are pretty standard, right? Like I said, these are must-haves. I think all of you are familiar with them, but if you're not, legendary mech adds a bunch of legendary mechs, particularly from MWO into MechWarrior 5 Mercs. Really a nicely done mod. Must-have in my opinion. Adds a lot of really cool hero variants of mechs to the game. Yet another equipment collection. I think everybody's familiar with this. This goes with the ammo suite of mods. This adds a bunch of different equipment that you can use. Really nice to have. This is interesting. Even more advanced career starts. So I might have to check this out and replace my current advanced career starts with this one, because I'm not really sure what the differences are since I haven't looked at this one yet. Do not use the vanilla start buttons. Okay. Currently add 7 stars to advanced career start, 4 clan invader starts. Oh, that's kind of cool. Magistress. I might actually, that could be really cool for the new career start if we actually start as a clanner. Oh, I like that. I'll have to check this out and see if that's what it sounds like it does here. Let me know if you guys have experience, if you've tried this yet. Because I was trying to figure out a way how I could do a new career and test out the lighter clan mechs. Because by the time you're doing the actual clan invasion campaign, you're in heavy and assault mechs. You're not really using the light and medium mechs. But it'd be really cool to kind of start out in some light and medium clan mechs, have them be viable early on, and then work your way up into the heavy and assault clan mechs. If we can start out as a clan, obviously you're not going to do the campaign at that point, right? But if you could start out as a clanner, that might not be too bad. I'll have to consider that. Yeah, let me know if you've tried that out. Zatara Super Heavy Mechs, this is really cool. Adds a bunch more Super Heavies to the game. Not as polished as the Super Heavies from like Yagdam. And I believe YAML has Super Heavies as well now as well. I said that backwards. Although I haven't actually checked those out yet, so I needed that just reminded me I do need to check those out still. I've been meaning to. But yeah, this has a whole bunch of different super heavies. So if you're like going all super heavies in your game, this is the mod for you. Advanced career starts, I already talked about that. That's the one that I'm currently using. May switch it out with this one. I gotta look into that a little bit more. But this is an old school mod, really nice. Nicely done, works well, haven't ever had issues with it. Basically just allows you to customize when you're starting your career. Adjustable HUD colors. So this is a new mod as well. Allows adjusting the HUD. So it's kind of like how Von HUD allows you to adjust the colors of the HUD. This does the same thing, but with the vanilla HUD, basically. And it is also compatible with other HUD mods. So I wonder if that's still compatible with Von HUD, because that would be really weird having controls for the color in 2 different locations. Anyways, I use Von HUD, so no need for this. But if you use the vanilla HUD and you'd like to adjust your colors, which I feel like it can be a nice touch, go ahead and check out that mod, I would say. Yet another heatsink restriction. This is for the YAML suite of mods. Obviously, you're going to be restricted on your heat sinks that you can use in your mech based on what your heatsink kit is. So in order to use double heat sinks, you got to have a double heatsink kit. In order to use clan double heat sinks, you got to have a clan double heatsink kit in the mech, and so on and so forth. So it does make the game more difficult. I don't use this mod anymore because it's kind of annoying, honestly, having to match the kit to the heat sinks. And anyways, I find it's way easier and less frustrating just play without it. But if you are looking for that higher degree of difficulty in acquiring gear for your mechs or whatever, that's a good mod. Well done. Works perfectly as it should, as far as I know. So use that if you would like to. Unofficial MechWarrior 5 patch. This is one of those things that fixes a few things in the game that have never been officially addressed. This one itself, I've never used this one. I'm trying to remember what it actually does. Just random little things. I've never felt the need to really use this. I'm sure it does make the game feel more polished. There's probably some useful things in here. Now properly rotated. Yeah, I don't know. I try to keep as few mods running as possible, so I pretty much mostly go for the gameplay oriented mods. But yeah, if you're somebody that likes having a well-polished experience, that's probably for you. Zatara, same with the Zatara Super Heavy mechs. This adds a collection of mechs to the game that some of them are, I think they're not all completely canon or something. More they may be. It adds some interesting stuff. I've looked at this in the past. I don't remember specifically why I don't use this. I think it's mostly just variants of mechs, right? You do have a couple new things there, but yeah, it was mostly variants. And I felt like with the lore-based variants, I was already getting a ton of different variants, and I didn't want to just kind of overload and get swamped. I may check that out though at some point. That wouldn't be bad. If you want to add more variants to your game, it sounds like that's the mod for you. PPC Distortion Remover does probably exactly what it says. Not something that I personally am trying to, or I'm worried about. I'm just fine with the distortion effects, so I keep that. But if you want to, you could use that. MechWarrior 2 Betty Voice Ultimate, just gives you the old MechWarrior 2 Betty in game. Coyote's Mission Pack. So this is cool. This was updated this week. This is a must-have. I think everybody's familiar with this mod. It's large, but it's well worth it. Adds a bunch of new mission types to the game. Some of my favorite mission types. The latest update was new Clanner AI. So I haven't had a chance to test this out yet. If you guys have, let me know. This was just released. I didn't look at when. Let's see. I mean, it was today. I don't know what time today, but it was sometime today. So I know probably very few of you have even checked it out yet, let alone downloaded it. Let me know what you think, though, in the comments. These live streams are going to stay up as videos on my channel. Let me know when you do check it out if you like the changes to the AI, if you feel like if they're noticeable, if you feel like they're doing a good job. I know a lot of people had complaints about the AI with the DLC, just like they do with every version of the game that we've had. Basically, the AI has never been that good. So I'm curious to see how much this actually fixes. But really nice to have somebody trying to fix the AI issues that we have right now in the game. It does sound like it's only with the clanners though, not with your lance mates, right? So just make a note of that. Clan Batchall and Clan Ground War missions. So this adds 2 new mission types. Clan Ground War, I'm assuming it's just like the normal ground war, but you're facing clanners, I guess. Clan Batchall, that's like a duel against clanners, right? I'm guessing. So we got those added in, and then some various bug fixes. So always nice to have an update to Coyote's Mission Pack. Really happy about that. Military Emblem Logo Pack. This adds a bunch of different military logos that you can use for your company logo. Expanded company logos. Again, a bunch of new logos for your company logo if you want to use that. You really don't ever see it in the game, so I feel like there's no reason to go with anything special there. If it was more prominent in the game, then maybe, but again, it's an aesthetic thing. It doesn't really affect gameplay, so it's not something I personally am that concerned with. Clan camo tweak, redesigned default color schemes and materials for all clan mech skins based on a mixture of lore and personal preference. I might check this out. I've always felt like the paint jobs, the camos that we have in the vanilla game are very, very lacking in variety and just being interesting. So I'm always interested in finding something that adds better options as far as the camo goes. So I might check that out. I haven't looked at it yet, though. We could look at maybe some of the screenshots of it right now. Let's see what they got. Yeah, I mean, just off the bat, looking at this, some of these look way better than what we have in the game right now. So I'm kind of all for it, honestly. That looks pretty cool. I think I'm probably going to download this mod. There's some pretty good stuff in here. They all look good, well done. If you guys have seen some of the camos that were done by other mods in the past, they don't always look polished. Sometimes they're really dark, hard to see. The metallic paints that some of the other mods have used come out a little wonky sometimes. Anyways, that one looked well done in the screenshot, so I'm definitely going to be checking that one out. Another MechWarrior 4 lasers. This just changes the appearance of the lasers, I believe, to look like the MechWarrior 4 style. So if you like that style, go for it. It does have support for yet another weapon and yet another weapon clan. Oh, no, it doesn't yet, but let me check. It says in there that it will in the future. Plans to add support. So yeah, it sounds like they don't have support yet, but will some point in the future. Intelligible enemy radio chatter. This just cleans up the radio chatter you get from enemies sometimes so you can better understand what they're saying. Not a huge deal to me. I'm not paying attention to them anyways. So, you know, if that's important to you, go ahead and get it. Simple trails. Simple lightweight mod to replace vanilla missile trails with new Niagara effects. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty cool. Not something I'm really concerned with though, so I haven't bothered to try it out. But if the missile trails bug you and you want something a little better, try that out, I would guess. Mech delivery, this is a cool mod. This is something a lot of people had back in the day. I don't think I had an update for a long time, but we just got a new update for it this week. This basically allows you to get a delivery of whatever mech you want in the game directly to your mech bay. I have never used it myself because I just use the F10 or F11 menu, whatever, in game and bring stuff in that way. But if you like, this actually allows you to scroll through a menu of mechs, it looks like, and you can choose from that. So that's a pretty good mod to have if you want access to all the different mechs in the game. Co-op ping. This allows you in a co-op game to just ping locations on the map for your buddies in the game with you to see. Can be helpful. As somebody who plays a lot of co-op, well, try to play a lot of co-op, it would be somewhat useful, but I probably would just honestly never use it. But if that's something you think you would use, definitely check that out. Enhanced academies. I do want to check this out. This is a mod that's on my list of things that I want to try. It basically just allows you to customize more with your pilots through the academy, add and remove specific traits, as well as customize the times and costs. I haven't checked out yet, but I've been meaning to. I'll have to get back to you guys on that one. But it's like I said before, I'm really curious to see what mods can do with the academy system now that that's been added to the game. Co-op unlocked. We've been waiting for an update to this, so I know we're happy about this one for our co-op game on Thursdays. This basically just unlocks and adds functionality for co-op clients like buying from the market and suggesting star map locations. For me personally, I don't really use any of that stuff. I just let the other guys handle the market and choosing where we go and all that. But I know some of the other guys I play with really like having this mod in there so that they can go through the store and find their own stuff in the market. So that's definitely a nice mod to have if you play co-op. Classic Mech Collection Quirk Pack. This adds a bunch of quirks for the Classic Mech collection. It's a really nicely done mod. Must Chaos does a lot of work on quirks. So he put them all together in this to add a bunch of quirks to Classic Mechs. I believe this came about way back in the day when I was using Classic Mechs and I complained about how their quirks sucked. So really cool to have that. If you're playing with the Classic Mechs, I would definitely use that mod alongside it. And speaking of which, here is the Classic Mech Collection, the YAML edition. This is a really nicely done mod. You get lots of mechs. You can actually, see a bunch of them here because he does release all the updates as individual mods or individual mods as well for each mech, but you can also get the collection of just all the mechs together in one download, which is really cool. As you can see, they are the classic style of mechs from like Mech Warrior 2 days. Really, really nicely done models. I enjoy the mechs a lot. I just don't use them anymore because it basically doubles up the like mechs that I have in the game, right? Because Yaml already adds a blood asp. Now I'll have 2 different blood asps in the game, and it makes things a little weird. Same with like going with king crabs and hell spawns, warhammers, all that stuff, right? So I stopped using it, but it is really a well done set of mods, mech mods. Highly recommend them if you're into that. Let's go ahead and look at this lore-based mech variants, YAML edition. As I mentioned, this adds a bunch of different variants to the game using YAML. I use it. I like it. I've been using it for a really long time. There was that other mod that we saw. Can't remember the name of it at this point off the top of my head, but yeah, maybe use them in combination together or just use one or the other. It's up to you. Smoky missile trails, just like the other mod we saw. This one that does missile trails. This is a fairly new mod, was just added this week. Fairly new. It is a brand new mod. So, you know, if you're looking for something different on missile trails, there you go. Atlas 2 SLDF Hired Steel by TMC. So this is an Atlas 2 kind of, if you watch the Hired Steel series on YouTube, really, really awesome series. The most recent episode had a feature of the brand new Atlas 2 that was added in the game in DLC 7. This, it's original texture, so it just updates the textures, animations, high quality missiles, new camos as separate standalone mod. So this just gives you some updates to the Atlas 2 there in the game. Weapon expert trait fix. This is another mod that has to do with the pilot traits that were added to the game in DLC 7. This just changes some of the useless ones like the SRM2 expert to traits that are more useful. So as I said with the other ones, I'm looking into which mods I want to use when it comes to dealing with the academies and the pilot system. Right now I have pilot overhaul. I think I may look into some of the other ones. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know on that. But there's been a few of them because it is a new system to the game with the latest DLC. So Gutbuster Gauss Rifle just adds a new weapon to the game. It's a Gauss Rifle that explodes on when it hits internals. If it hits armor, excuse me, I think it just ricochets or something. On armored hits, the rounds can ricochet and explode externally on the outside, right? But if it hits structure, then it gets embedded inside and then explodes. Pretty interesting idea. If you want to play around with that, it does sound pretty cool. So mission platform, this is a mod that works in conjunction with a couple other mods. I don't remember which one specifically. Basically just allowing them to work together. Staging for Volatile 3, which is not out yet, but apparently is in the works. Energy Shields, which is a really cool looking new mod that I have been meaning to try out and have not yet. And Equipment Expansion Project. I don't know if I've seen that one, but anyways, all 3 of these apparently use this mod for staging. So you may need this to use it, to use Energy Shields. If I want to try that, I may have to download this, it sounds like. So anyways, check that out if you're planning on using those mods. Speaking of which, here is Energy Shields. This is a really cool looking mod that I want to try out. I'm waiting for it. Not really waiting. I'm waiting to start playing a new playthrough. I want to see if it gets a little more polished. I noticed there's been a couple updates already. With brand new mods, there's usually an issue, but it's really interesting how like the different types of shields give you different stats and stuff. Yeah, I like them. It looks like a really neat concept. I always have wondered why Mech Warrior never had like these energy shields when they have basically everything else that you could have in sci-fi. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. I definitely want to check it out. Let me know what you guys think if you've tried it. Mech Warrior 5 load order configurator. This was a load order configurator. It had an update to it. If you use that, there you go. I am actually not using that one. The one that I use is called the mod organizer, MW5 mod organizer. Lance status revamped. So I use Von HUD, which has your Lance mates little paper dolls and whatever on there. If you're not using Von HUD, this is an excellent option for getting your Lance Mates paper dolls on your HUD so that you can see where they're actually damaged. It was really well done. I used to use this back in the day before Von HUD came out with its own version of that. Lore Base Mech Variants, this is the version of that mod that goes without YAML. Obviously, I use the one that's for YAML. Objective Jump allows you to jump directly to objectives for your campaigns. Super Jump Drive jump ship and enhancement that enables a virtually unlimited jump range. So yeah, you can jump all the way across the map. You can configure cost and time and all that. Von Biomes, we all know what Von Biomes is. We all love it. There's an update there. Quality of life upgrades. Actually, I did want to see real quick what was in the update for the Von Biomes. Okay, that didn't say. DLC 7 ready, blah, check out, install, be sure. Okay, so he doesn't really say there. We'd have to go here and check it out to see, and I'm not, sorry, I should have looked at that before I started the stream. I completely did not think of that. All right, guys, we're going to do this together. Let's go check it out and see what was new in the update. Von Biomes. So where's the latest? Is it under mod updates? Additional fixes and improvements. So it sounds like nothing particular. I'm guessing that's the one. 24.9. Sounds like just some little fixes, bug fixes, that sort of stuff, right? Yeah, it doesn't say what the current. So I'm assuming that's the current version. Vaughn can probably correct me if I'm wrong there. Anyways, quality of life upgrades 2. This is thermals and headlights. If you would like some better thermals and headlights and you're not using YAML, there you go. Because I don't think this works with the YAML. YAML already has improved thermals and all that. So maybe this does work alongside that and just changes a little bit. I don't use it. I'm fine with the ones that are in YAML already, so I just use those. Cockpit VR. I actually do have VR headsets. I've been really wanting to try out MW5 Mercs in VR. Haven't downloaded it or tried it yet, but that is on my list of things to do. This is a mod that right now just has the Mad Cat, but it adds custom cockpits for the different mechs in VR. I know in the past, the MechWarrior 5 Mercs VR mod basically just had one cockpit for all the mechs. So you were always in the same cockpit. Apparently this is going to start adding new cockpits for individual mechs, so that you have some variation there, which is really cool. All right, let's see comments. Last December, hey, good to see you, buddy. So now we've gone through all the mods that were released or updated this week. Let's take a look at what I'm currently using as my loadout. And yeah, so this is the order. I'm using the default load order. I think everything is in order. Sometimes it gets out of order a little bit, I've noticed. Like right here, pilot overall should be at 14. And it somehow got moved down here. Same thing with Shade Mech. Let's move that up there. Okay, maybe I just didn't save it last time, or you got to deploy first and then save it. I don't know. Let's do that real quick. So DLC 7, overwrite. I should be good now. Okay, so these are the mods I'm currently using. Excuse me. I talk about the ones I'm considering up or adding to this list tonight a little bit, but I will let you guys know on these weekly updates anytime I make changes to this mod list. The ones that have been added this week since the mod guide video released last week. Which ones did I add? So the advanced career start was added, and I think that might be it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember if Pilot Overhaul Eternal was in that video or not, but if it wasn't, then I did add that. I think it was though. So that's where we're at right now with our mod list. Hopefully I'll be starting the new career soon. Like I said, I really was hoping to have yet another revamped set of mods out, the revamped weapon, revamped quirks mod, so I could start with those with the new career. But I don't know. Also, I may use that new advanced career start mod that was released this week in order. I'll have to check it out and see what exactly it does. But if we could start as a clanner, that could be interesting. Although it would be, I wonder how we would get a hold of new clan mechs then, because obviously we're fighting against. What if we're a clan faction and we come with the clans to invade the inner sphere, but then we decide that it's wrong to invade the inner sphere and we turn against the clans, and so then we use our clan tactics and mechs and we turn and start fighting against the clans. That way we can get, because I want to have a way to move into bigger and better clan mechs, and if we're only fighting in the inner sphere, how are we going to do that, right? So I don't know, something like that. We'll see what I do. But I definitely want to get that started soon, so I'm hoping, I think those are the only other 2 mods that I'm waiting for at this point to be updated for DLC 7, or just those 2 revamped mods. I really like those mods, so I would like to use them with the new career. That pretty much covers it though, guys. If you have any questions, leave questions in the comments below. If you have opinions on any of the mods we've covered, feel free to leave those there too. I like to know what you guys think. Because I like to know what other people are using, what they're, you know, if they like mods or don't like them, whatever. The new stuff that comes out, especially the things I haven't tried yet that I mentioned tonight that I'm interested in. If you try those out, let me know what you think, because I really would like to know. I think that's going to do it for today, guys. Like I said, I'm going to start doing this every week. It's going to be our weekly mod rundown. I'm going to do basically the same thing I did tonight every week. I'm just going to talk about the mods that came out this week or mods that were updated this week. And then I'll talk about changes I've made to my current mod list and where we're at with that. And then answer any questions there are, if there are any. So thanks for watching, guys. And I will see you next time. Have a good one.